In today's video, how to set up a cardio routine to be successful with fat loss if you're just getting started. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, I want to address the idea of cardiovascular exercise. I think I've got a lot of personal thoughts on this, a lot of personal experience. I've coached a lot of people through it. I myself have lost a lot of body fat over the years. I've gone from looking like this to as lean as like this. And I'll say this, I used to go back and forth, right? I used to gain it, lose it, gain it, right? I don't do that anymore. Look at me. This is me. This is me all the time now. I'm actually going to get a little bit leaner right now just for the fun of it. I just started a 14-day challenge for myself. If you watch the shorts where I post a video every day for 14 days, I'm going to do an hour of cardio. And it's a perfect segue into this because I got a question on my Instagram direct message. So guys, go here to my Instagram, follow me, send me your direct messages. You can also leave comments below. I love to answer the comments in the YouTube section. And the question simply goes like this. Hey, Paul, I'm interested in getting started with a cardio routine. What are your recommendations for someone that's new to this? Great question, because I think in the years past, I had this fear of, well, not fear, but I had this feeling that cardio needed to be difficult. It needed to be something that challenged me, made me sweat, made me sore to be effective. And I think that probably just comes down to a misunderstanding of what is cardio. What defines something as cardio? I'm gonna give you I got a book on the shelf there, Exercise Physiology. What is cardio? It's simply a rhythmic activity that increases your heart rate. So, what is the easiest form of cardio? Probably walking, right? So, and before we get too deep into the idea of walking as cardio, I want to talk about what really makes sure that you're losing body fat is creating a caloric deficit. Now, cardio is going to have some profound impacts. So, I want to talk about why cardio matters for beginners in general. First things first, it's great for a few things. Cardiovascular exercise is going to help with heart health. It's going to help with cardiovascular, help with circulation. I myself, now that I do cardio daily, have found that it helps my creativity, it helps my mind, it helps my mood, and it actually helps control my hunger. So cardiovascular exercise can actually have a positive impact on the rest of the things that you're doing to lose body fat, but make no mistake about it. You can't continue to eat like a jerk and do a little bit of cardio and see a benefit. There needs to be a balance there between moving a little bit more and being accountable with your diet. Now, this video, we're not gonna address diet. If you're interested in me like digging in on diet, comment below and I'll do that for you. So now I wanna help you understand the difference in cardiovascular activities. And I think I'm gonna start with the two extremes. We'll talk a little bit about walking. Walking is low intensity, steady state, or LISS. When we are doing something low intensity, our body is going to preferentially use body fat for fuel. So it's going to break down fat cells and use that for fuel. Now that's important for a few reasons. First of all, we're trying to lose body fat, but that's not why it's important. I know it might sound like it, but what really determines fat loss over a 24-hour window is creating a caloric deficit, not necessarily how you create it, right? So even though body fat is burned during walking preferentially, that doesn't make it the best. I'll explain why it's the best. High intensity interval training, or HIIT. These are the two extremes. There's moderate too, right? High intensity interval, we are burning glycogen for fuel. Now, the reason that I have found this to be problematic is because even though in a 30-minute HIIT session, you may burn more calories than you would in a 30-minute low intensity steady state session, you're also gonna create more hunger and more drop in energy. So even though you might burn more calories in that 30-minute session, you're more likely to be exhausted more the rest of the day and move less, thus lowering your non-exercise activity. You're also more likely to be hungry, thus increasing your caloric intake. So you can see why I'm a big fan of low intensity steady state, although you gotta understand why you're doing cardio in the first place and then decide what's best for you. So let's dig into choosing the right cardio for you. Now, you're going to do other things besides cardio. That's going to impact your decision. If you are looking to burn the most amount of calories you can in a 30-minute session, and then you're gonna sit for 23.5 hours a day, hey, I'm gonna probably suggest something that's pretty high intensity, some type of interval, some types of running, maybe some intervals on stairs, but most people aren't gonna do that. We're gonna do other things. Myself, I like to do bodybuilding, okay? I like to get on a bodybuilding stage. I like to go in and lift weights. So I put a lot of intensity into those training sessions. 5 days a week, I'm training pretty hard for 45, 75 minutes a session. So I don't necessarily want to get done pushing my legs, my back, my shoulders, my chest really hard and then hop on and do sprints. So find the cardio that works best for you, what fits in your schedule. I have found for me, the magical thing is having a treadmill in my house that I can use at my discretion. I get up right now, I do it before my kids are awake. I get on my treadmill, I get it done, then I can start my day with work, with kids, with family and things like that, and it doesn't impair my day at all. Also, let's say I get to a sticking point where I need to add in a little more cardio to help the deficit be created a little further. I can simply, after the kids go to bed, do another cardio session. I can, during the day, take my lunch on the treadmill. Okay, so for me, it's about finding something that fits my life. For you, that's what's gonna be most important. Find a cardio modality that allows you to continue. As a beginner, I would start with the least common denominator, which is usually gonna be walking. How do you step it up from there? Walking on an incline. How do you step it up from there? Walking on a higher incline, increasing the speed, okay? And you can go from there. Now, I'm not suggesting that walking is the only way to lose body fat, but I'm telling you, after more than 20 years as a competitive bodybuilder, as a coach, low intensity steady state is a magic bullet for consistency, for being low risk of injury, for reducing hunger and allowing us to create that deficit along with diet without negatively impacting. It's also gonna help you sustain your fat loss because it's something you can do year round. Now, really what's gonna determine your success as a beginner is creating a timeline, okay? You've got these plans, but give yourself a timeline. I would suggest setting up some very specific dates and times that you're going to be doing your cardio and setting some specific goals along the way. The reason I like to get up and do my cardio first thing in the morning is because life gets busy. And if I didn't tell myself to get it done early, there's a chance that things could come up, okay? Kids get sick, things happen throughout the day, appointments with work get busy, clients need to speak to you. And so what tends to happen is you just keep pushing the least important thing down the road. If you get up and do your cardio, get up and do your cardiovascular activity as a beginner first thing in the morning or before you have all these responsibilities pile up, it's going to give you some momentum to be better about your diet throughout the day. It's also probably going to give you some momentum and some excitement to just be a better version of yourself. This is what I found. So yeah, for beginners, I would start with a incline walk. I've done some videos on this topic, probably around 15 to 30 minutes, depending on your fitness level. Now, the nice thing about walking is that even if you do a longer session, you're probably not going to be too beat up from it. But I have found when I get really lean and I'm doing longer cardio sessions with the intensity, the speed and the inclines boosted up, it does become a challenge to recover from that. So as a beginner, don't put yourself in a position where you're gonna quit. I want you to put yourself in a position where you can succeed. Give yourself, let's say 3 to 5 sessions a week between 15 and 30 minutes. Use that as your baseline. Get familiar with your nutrition. Watch the diet video that I recently made, or if you want me to make another one, let me know. But get that going, and so just making it a part of your day, and you're gonna see some amazing results. I just did an interview with one of our winners from our last transformation challenge. Our next one's in February, details coming soon, but our last challenge, and when I asked her what was the biggest difference for her, losing more than 30 pounds in 90 days, and actually since the challenge ended, she actually lost more weight, simply getting her steps. She set a step goal for the week and hit it every single week for 90 days. Okay, guys. Hopefully this helps you getting started, understanding cardio for beginners. And if you want more information like this, let me know, guys. This is 2025. This is the year. I'm joining you. Right now, I am doing cardio every day for 1 hour. I'm gonna be posting that video in a couple weeks. I'm gonna be posting it in my shorts, on YouTube shorts, and just showing you every single day what's going on. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.